And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us across the entire globe. Welcome to the Psychic Cafe. That's right. Grab your coffee or tea, pull up a chair, and hang out with us. I got Charlotte hanging out with me today. We're in the chat here live on YouTube, video streaming, and of course, simulcasting on radio. Yes. Hey, Charlotte, the radio is actually working.
Cool, cool.
We got the phone lines. Charlotte got here, like literally hairbreadth. I mean, we were starting and the music was already playing, and she popped in at the last possible second. That was okay. I mean, I was going to tell her, hey, just pop in when you get here. I didn't know she was going to get here right as the show was starting because she messaged on Facebook, I'll be there in 2 or 3 minutes. I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, Charlotte disappeared for a while. We all were wondering what happened to Charlotte, like me and Dan and Michelle, Catherine, and everybody, we're all like, where'd she go? We were worried
I
about you.
my phone went tits up.
It died.
And then AT&T made every mistake they could possibly make. They
Of
charged
course.
some other they charged some other guy's phone to my account,
Oh my God.
and then I couldn't get my phone because they said I owed them $1,300, and I'm like, no. They're
No.
like, oh, don't worry, that'll drop off in 3 to 5 days. Well,
Yeah.
it didn't. It took some serious surgical. When finally somebody who cared enough and was smart enough figured out how to get
Uh-huh.
that out of my account, and I'm back. But um, what happened with my old phone was my screen quit coming on, and so I've lost. I don't know where all my photos are. So today, instead of my pretty trees at Hacking Lake, I just have one of the normal ones from Zoom as my background. I'm
Yeah,
in
that's fine.
space.
That's fine. You're here. That's what's important. We were worried about you. Come to find out, it's the dying phone, you know. Um,
Yeah, it was
it,
crazy.
I never even thought about that, unlike the rest of us that we have like multiple devices, our friends and relatives are like literally 2 feet away with devices, you can be out in the sticks. And if you have a phone and that's it, and your only method of communication on the web and telephone wise, and it dies,
That's exactly what happened. And luckily my I have a paras I have all the best equipment. My vehicle has a parasitic draw on the battery, and if I don't make sure to push the button that disconnects all the electronic stuff when I shut it off at night, I wake up to a dead battery. And I hardly ever forget to do that, but I
mm-hmm.
actually did that this week, and I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and went, I didn't do that. So I had to run out and see if it would still start, because I was like, if it, I wouldn't have been able to call the tow company to come give me a jump. I would have been SOL. But everything worked out. Everything finally worked out, and I'm here. And what a great way to. I just barely got my phone yesterday
Mm-hmm.
afternoon, and so what a nice way to come back to doing normal stuff.
Yeah,
Hang out with all the good people here at the Psychic Cafe.
we're glad to have you back. In fact, Daniel was saying on Facebook, he's like, are you guys actually doing a show tonight? And I'm like, yeah, surprise, you know. However, uh, that's the weird thing. Wait, I'm gonna send him a message live on air right here. If I can get my computer to type here. Okay, so where are you guys?
Just
Question.
they don't show up on Mondays a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's
Or
weird because he just was asking minutes ago, and I figured he was going to be here, at least him, if not Michelle too, in
mhm.
that. But no sign of them. But that's okay because Michelle will be my co-host on Wednesday. I'm sure they'll all be here this Wednesday. Margaret's in the chat though, and
Hey,
Jessica.
Margaret.
Uh, some of
Hey,
our
Doc. How was your birthday?
great, great. I had a lot of
I
fun.
mean, I know that's old news to everybody else, but to me,
It's
it's
old news. It's really, really old news, actually, at this point. And oh, Maria just popped in the chat as well.
hey,
And
Maria.
yeah, so we have some of our regulars. I'm actually surprised anybody is even finding that we have a show going because, like, I had everything set up. Of course, it automatically sends out, so some people are seeing it on YouTube. Some people are getting the email from Blog Talk that, there's a show. But I literally set it up just this afternoon because until you contact me, I didn't know what was going on. And yeah, I could do a show, but by myself, but I didn't feel like doing a show, to be honest with you. I was like, I want to take a couple more days off. That's what I did last Monday. I didn't hear from you. I messaged you and I said, "Hey, don't worry about the show because I'm, taking the show taking this Monday off. It was just my birthday yesterday and
Mhm.
I need more time. I need more time to recover. Takes about 2 days to recover from your birthday, right? So yeah, and today I was happy to not do a show. I really was. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do one on Monday, on Wednesday, possibly one on Thursday if Ellie joins me. Ellie couldn't join me last week, so I did a show on Wednesday with Michelle, and then Michelle's show, Michelle's Mystic Corner, was on Saturday. That was the shows, because didn't do one Monday, planned on Thursday, but Ellie couldn't make it. And I'm like, I'm just going to take it off. I need a rest.
Yeah,
Yeah. For a while there, we were doing shows every single day of the week. And it just got to be like, holy cow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
think the
oh,
planets, instead of being the planets being in alignment, I think they were zigzagged last week because everything was just like
uh,
weird and chaotic. So,
real quick, I've got a question in the chat. And if you look up, scroll up a little bit, everybody in the chat, you'll see where I put the pink hand. And then when I said hi everyone, I had the yellow hand. That's from the other, what do you call it? The other emoji thing. One of those, hands, put a hand up when you have a question. Because Margaret's asking about, can I ask a question? First of all, you don't have to ask, can I ask? That's a little redundant. Okay. So, we don't write these things down. There's no list, nothing like that. That's why we say put the hand because we're going to go to the top of we have the chat going. We're going to go to the top of the chat. We're going to go down the chat. We're going to look for the hands and we're going to take the questions in the order that you see them, that we see them. So put the hand and say, here's my question, blah, blah, blah. Or you don't even have to say, here's my question. You just type the question out. Now, if you want something more general, you might like want a message from the universe. Just type, hey, can I have a message for the universe? Or, hey, Charlotte, pull a couple cards for me. Something like that. Like Margaret's putting hers in right now. Will Paul be, it looks like the heart thing is covering it. It's hard. Ah, geez. I don't like this chat the way they have it set up on YouTube.
hmm.
Will Paul be traveling next month to found me in New York? You mean to find me in New York, I think. I think that's what she's saying. Okay. This is why I don't like text. Never have, you know. That's why I like the phone lines, because I like to be able to hear you and talk to you and get clarification instantly. Like, what the are you talking about?
Hmm.
Anyway, and then Jessica's got a big one. What is my purpose here? Ooh, well, your purpose here is actually to hang out with us and listen to us and chat with us in the chat room. There you go. Answer your question.
Yeah, yeah, you're on a roll. Look at you
Actually,
go.
I
You've already.
I think Jessica is actually asking about the big what's my purpose. So we'll do that too. Plus the phone lines. We already got a bunch of callers on the phone lines. I'm going to take a sip of water though. Very dry here, very dry. We're back into the heat, the hot season heat here in Arizona. Although it's
Yeah,
cool
it was
the last couple of days.
95. It was 95 here about 30
Yeah.
minutes ago.
Yeah, it was in the 80s
Yeah,
and 95. Like the last couple of days, it was overcast. It even sprinkled a little here and there. So it hasn't been quite as hot, but previous to that, the last week, 2 weeks, triple digits. We're going back up into the triple digits probably by Wednesday. Crazy stuff.
yeah,
But hey, besides putting in your question there in the chat, folks, and I'm going to type this into the chat. Hold on. 714-816-4628. You can actually call into the show. Oh, and Pat's in there too, another regular. She's got her question in there. 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through on the switchboard, push one. That lets us know you want to be live on air. Everybody on the switchboard has pushed one. Thank you very much. But if you're calling in right now, 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press one on your dial pad. That lets us know you want to be live on air. Likewise, if you are listening to one of the
just
players of our radio shows, if you are listening to us maybe on blogtalkradio.com, maybe you've dialed into the show and you're listening to us on the phone lines and you called in to talk with us, you can also come over to YouTube and see us. So on YouTube, you search, and just to make absolutely sure, I'm gonna go there myself. It's at Psychic Talk, okay, and I'm gonna go there, and yeah. So if you search Psychic Talk on YouTube, now you might have to actually click the filter and then click channel to find the actual channel, because sometimes it doesn't show up first thing in the search. Just saying. And there's an easier way though to get there. And what you do is you open a new tab in your browser and you type in psychic.cafe/live. And that'll take you right to our current live on YouTube, psychic.cafe/live. And you can join us in the chat and chat with us in there while you're on the phone line, while you're listening. Actually, I would turn the radio one off or down or what have you, and just listen on YouTube so that it's synchronized. Otherwise, because there's a huge delay. There's a delay between me and Charlotte, anybody else on the switchboard, and then going through Zoom, and then there's another delay on the YouTube side.
yeah,
It's
and it also
crazy.
depends on like what kind of how fast your internet service is. So it might be faster for one person than it is for another too. So
Yep, yep. And I want to say hi also to Kay, who just popped in. If anybody has a question, again, put up the hand. Put up the pink hand. There's an emoji button where you chat. Put the pink hand up or one of the other emoji hands, and then type in your question. That way we can find your question faster. Okay. All right.
yeah, because we don't want to see at the end of the show go, oh, you overlooked my question, and then like we scroll clear back up to the
Yes.
top, and it's hidden in between the rest of the chat, that goes on in the room, and there usually is a fair amount of just chitty chat that happens in the room, and
And
that's
that's
how
what
we
we
lose
want.
your.
We want people chatting.
Yeah,
The chat room is there for that. The chat room's not
yeah,
there for the questions. People are supposed to call into the show, and that's the way it was the last 14 years. But now that we're on YouTube, when we were on radio exclusively, we had a separate chat room, not on YouTube. And that was just for chat amongst us and to talk about the show and what was going on the show and cards and different things. It wasn't for readings. Okay. It was a radio show and you called in to get the readings and to talk with us. The chit chat in the chat room was just that. It was just for us to have fun, ask other stuff, that wasn't involved with the show, in the chat. But now that we're doing YouTube simulcast and we're in the chat there, people in YouTube or people on YouTube lives are used to asking questions of the hosts in the chat. So we started doing that too, and sometimes we're going to miss your question if you don't have that hand up there. Priya came in too and put in a question as well. They're all doing the hand thing though. So
Yeah,
I'm really,
and the other thing, you only have to ask once.
yes,
Because
please
that's what happens on a lot of those other shows is they're like
do not
they just like
spam the chat.
yeah, they just like totally spam the chat. And I did not have a chance to get ready, so I'm doing me some little bit of sage, a little bit of
Yeah,
smudging
like
here while we're talking.
live on air and live on YouTube. Uh
Yeah,
Charlotte
because
is saging right here, right now, right here.
yeah,
Oh, and Priya's like, is there a toll-free number? No, there's not a toll-free number, unfortunately. No, it is actually I believe 714 is an LA exchange, Los Angeles, United States area. I'll pop that in again. I'm in Tucson, Charlotte's in Utah. Um, and usually with Skype or something like that, if you're calling internationally, if you guys have the package, you're able to dial numbers and you can call that. If not, don't worry about it. You don't have to call in. You can put your question in chat. That's perfectly fine. I wasn't saying everybody in chat drop what you're doing and call into the show. That's not what I was saying. I was explaining that we do chat in the chat besides taking your questions. So that's why you got to put the hand so we don't miss your question. And by the way, your questions can get buried there on the phone lines. We actually have a bunch of people called in right now, Charlotte. Everybody remember to press one on your dial pad so we know you want to be live on air. We're not going to get to all the calls and we're not going to get to all the questions in chat. And so that is why you want to go over to psychic.cafe/coffee, our coffee page, buy us a cup of coffee, and in the chat on YouTube, say, hey, I just bought you a cup of coffee. We'll go right to your question. If you're dialed in, go over to the chat on YouTube and type in, hey, I just bought you a cup of coffee. My area code is 8843. My name is such and such. We will stop what we're doing. We will go right to your phone call. We'll spend more time with you and it'll be right away, no waiting. Otherwise, you got to wait your turn. We may or may not get to you. If you want to make sure that we get to you, it's very simple. You go over to psychic.cafe/coffee. That's www.psychic.cafe/coffee. Grab us a cup of coffee. Let us know in the chat on YouTube. And by the way, speaking of that, I'm going to re-grab. I already posted this in the chat. I'm going to post it again here and pop it in the chat here for everybody. There we go. Okay. Just wanted to let you all know that. And Charlotte, are you ready to take some questions, take some phone calls?
I am. I got my saging done. I got my
Yay.
crystals out, and got my cards
Awesome.
shuffled, and
I did pull
yeah.
cards for today. So this message is for you, whether you're watching us live or watching the replay in a day or two or next week, or maybe 3 years from now. If you're seeing this, this is for you right now. Somebody has a major, we have the cosmic wake up card literally here, judgment, and the Two of Swords, which is a decision that needs to be made. And this is a critical decision because look, Charlotte, the Judgment card with the Two of Swords. And a lot of times, because she's blindfolded, I often say the person is unwilling or unable to make the decision. But know, if you're dealing with something like this right now, know that you need to make the decision, and also that this is a critical decision. It will have significant consequences. Just say, and that might be why some people don't want to make the decision, Charlotte. It's like, I don't know about but go
Yep.
for it. Go for it. That's what the cards are saying. So, you'll know if that's for you. By the way, Dan and Michelle, they are popping in. They were just a little late. They are here. Michelle Matheny, who is host of Michelle's Mystic Corner, the second and fourth Saturday of the month. We just had our show, and she pops in during the week sometimes, usually on a Wednesday, and guest co-hosts like Charlotte's doing right now. And Dan is one of our moderators in the chat, and all of our moderators and hosts because their name is highlighted in blue and there's a wrench. So if you have any questions, ask those people in there. Michelle says, hello, Daxamillion. All righty.
Hey, Michelle and Dan.
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. All righty. So I think the first thing we're going to do is go over to the phone lines and find out who's been waiting the longest here. It looks like area code 518. Are you there, 518?
Hi. Yes. Hi.
What's your name, hun? Where are you calling from?
Oh, this is Val, and I'm in New York.
Val in New York. How's it
Hi,
going?
Val.
Is it hot
Hi. How
there?
are you? No, today was pretty mild.
Oh,
It
good.
rained. It like downpoured for I think literally a minute, and it stopped. And then it was kind of dreary, a little gray, and then it downpoured for a little bit, and then it stopped, and then it's sprinkling here and there. Nothing crazy weather.
We had that too in Tucson, Arizona. Exact same thing. So, what's going on?
Oh, really?
Why'd you call in? What do you want to chat about? Yep, that's what's happening here in the weather.
You're right in Tucson. So you know about the big gem show they have every year. That's like three
Oh,
cities
yeah.
long.
I have friends from the Tarot Guild, from Psychic Cafe, and our Psychic Talk network here, hosts and listeners and everything. And I've had them come into Tucson for the gem show and hung out with them. It's really cool.
That would be
Oh, that's
so
so
much fun.
awesome.
Yeah. And then there,
That is really cool.
besides the gem show, which is, what is that, like once a year? I mean,
Yes.
there are, what do you call it? Permanent stores sprinkled out throughout the town. And I'll take them to these hidden
Mm-hmm.
stores that people don't even know about, these gem stores and stuff,
Wow.
so the people fly in, thousands upon thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
You watch jewelry. Can't say jewelry. Eat that word anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tongue twister in and of itself. But jewelry, TV, and QVC, and they're always talking about, we were at the Gem and Mineral Show in Tucson. It's like, hey, I'm here all year long, and so they fly in for that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the giant tents and there's the gatherings and everything, south of the
Mm-hmm.
city, next to the city. But people don't even coming in for that, they go to those things, they have no clue that there's all these cool shops with stuff you don't even see at the gem and mineral show sprinkled throughout
Mineral
Tucson.
show.
Yeah, it's so cool. Anyway,
Wow.
what did you want to chat
Mm.
about today? You have a question for us, or
Um, yeah. I'm just wondering what you see around love.
oh, okay. And so are you seeing anybody right now?
Please and thank you. No, I have no, not at the
But
moment.
well, let's see if
Few interests, but
let's see if someone's coming in. We're going to take a look here. And for those that have listened to the show for forever, know that I just keep pulling cards till I find a person. And if I keep pulling cards and I don't find a person, you know what that means, Val? That means
You're gonna.
no one's coming in right now because there's something you need to do.
I actually like how I pulled a card of the day just for giggles, but
Sure.
I think I was pulling it for Val because it fits in with what you just said, but it's called Stars in the Sky, Limitless Possibility. And I know my lighting is not very good tonight because I didn't get a chance to move my other lamp over here, but basically it's like, like all these stars and
Uh-huh.
somebody sitting in a meditation pose on a bridge. But what this is talking about is like there are limitless possibilities, and you need to pick the brightest star in your sky, the one that appeals to you the most. Um focus hone in on that, and don't worry about the rest of them. Don't worry about, oh, did it,
Mm.
did I miss, did it, should I pick that star, should I pick this star, should I, but so um and then take steps towards that. So that would mean, making yourself the person, you've got to be, um how do I put this? All the words have just flown out of my head. But you need to be, you need to love yourself. That's what I'm getting at. You need to love yourself as much as you're willing to love someone else. And that's going to draw people in. So you take little small baby steps like that, and you just keep taking those steps, talking to the universe. The universe is going to send helpers in to help you find the person that you're looking for. But out of all these stars, you kind of, you need to decide what you want and not just, randomly go, oh, 10 billion stars in the sky, which, but pick the one that, that's what I'm getting with
Yeah.
this. And
And I
it kind
think
of fit
it's
with,
funny, Charlotte, how you've got, you couldn't put your normal picture up behind you because of your new phone and situating that, but it's all stars behind your head. Oh my gosh.
and this is the first time I've ever pulled this card. That's the first time this card's ever come
Never
up in this
pulled it
deck.
before. Yeah, yeah.
Never.
Well,
Really?
I wanted to tell Val what I'm getting here. And like I said, I keep laying cards out till I find a court card,
Yeah.
meaning that, someone's coming in. But when I get to like the gazillionth card and nothing's showing up, that's showing me there's something left to be done. Okay. And the very, very first card I pulled is the Queen of Wands. I feel that's representing you, the fire energy. You're passionate, you're independent, and she's looking off to the future with the rest of these cards here. Now, an additional meaning to that card in this kind of context, when we're asking about relationships and stuff, I always say that if it's been a while since you've been in a relationship, this card showing up, it has multi layers, multiple meanings to it. One meaning is, it's showing you as this fiery, passionate, independent person, which is great. One level of it is to not get absorbed, or I don't know if I'm saying the right word for it, but don't get swallowed up by any new relationship. Maintain your independence. Now, let's flip the coin though, because I see this happen a
Okay.
lot. The person is going to get into a dating situation and everything, forgets how to be a couple. So they're too independent. So see, you got to find the middle path. You got to find the we call it the Temprian path. You got to find the middle path between the extremes, where don't lose yourself to the relationship, maintain your independence, but you got to
Right.
remember you're used to being alone. You're used to being your own self and going out and interacting with your friends, not as a couple, so you don't want to put off a potential partner by forgetting to, hey, it's a cooperation thing. It's I know I'm describing this very badly. I understand that, but I think you get
Oh,
what I'm talking about. I think you get what I'm talking about. Now, real
mhm.
quick, because we're going long on this and we got 1,000 calls to get to, so we got to get out of here. I'm sorry, Val, but I did want to tell you a few cards I'm getting here. I did get later on the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a new opportunity coming in. And the lesson here, because if you look at the Ace of Pentacles, we're standing in a pristine garden, and outside of the archway, there's only one way out. And out there is a desolate landscape leading to a peak in the distance, a hill or a mountain peak. That's your goal. You have to leave the manicured garden and traverse across the desolate landscape to get to your goal. So, what does that mean in this situation when we're talking about, potential dating situations and people showing up? You got to step outside your comfort zone to make this happen. Okay. And what I'm getting also are cards like the Four of Wands, which is a card of celebration, like going to somebody else's wedding reception and you meet the guy there or the gal, and you have to say that nowadays. It's like a rule. Anyway, and and other weird stuff like the Five of Wands, which is usually like an argument or, things like. So literally in the midst of some unexpected situation where you're in some kind of like, battling it out with some people or something, you actually meet somebody, that's another thing. Also, uh, the Three of Pentacles working with other people on a project. Now, what I think in this situation, what it's talking about is getting other people involved in your search. Yes, the girlfriends, friends and family, coworkers, it's like, yeah, let everybody know that, Val's on the prowl. No, but no, I'm just meaning that like through groups, you meet new people. Okay. And then lastly, I got the Devil card, which is the card of attachments. It's what we're addicted to, what we're attached to. It may hint that there might be some baggage from previous relationships that you need to let go of. That's what that's talking about. So I hope all this information is steering you in the right direction and really helping you out, Val.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, both of you.
Thanks for
That
the
was
call.
wonderful.
Thanks.
Yeah, because I'm feeling some
Oh, you're
really
so
great
welcome.
energy
Well,
from you,
Yes.
Val.
Yeah, I felt the same thing. Great energy with Val and you, Charlotte. I mean, just maybe it's because you finally got a new phone and got it working and got back on air, because I feel this great energy going on with you too. What was I going to say? Oh, we're going to get to more phone lines. And then the questions. Oh, Nilda came in, another one of our regulars I haven't seen in a little while. Hi, Nilda. Welcome back.
Hi, Nelda.
I see a bunch of questions popping in the chat. Okay. Oh, Michelle says, I was in a thrift store and I had a color your own tarot. Oh, that's cool. A guy we know asked me if I believed in that. And you probably giggled. Hello, I do it for a living. I said yes, 100%. He said, ew, that's evil and bad. It's like I'd be saying, bitch, you're evil and bad. Snap, snap. There's nothing
I mean,
evil. There
so
is.
did he
But
just
listen,
ask so he could
folks.
be judgmental about it or what? I
Right. It's
mean,
like,
come on.
I'd be like,
Jeez.
are you Christian? Because you're not supposed to be judging other people, you dipshit. But how can
You two head.
look, these are cardboard, folks, literally, how can they be evil? And that's only if you believe in personally, I don't believe in evil. I understand where the concept of the devil came from, and it's a made up concept. It's not even Christian or Jewish. they have Sheol. They don't have the devil. They don't have the fiery pits of hell down there. Jesus. Anyway, but but I misspoke, Charlotte. Actually, this is not cardboard. This is my gold
I
foil deck, which is PVC material.
I know.
So
I was keeping my mouth
it
shut because I'm like
really,
that.
it
That's the
really,
hot tub. That's the hot tub
it really,
tarot card
it
deck. That's
cannot be
cardboard.
evil. Unless the PVC plumbing in your house is evil, it cannot be evil. Maria said I had a very similar experience many years ago in a bookstore, and Maria's all about the angels. Um, not very angelic as some of these people. Hot tub tarot. I love that, Michelle. I haven't thought about the hot tub tarot in a while. Okay, real quick.
Well, I know.
We are
That's what I was.
we are rapidly running out of time already, and so a few things we have to get clear. First of all, we're going to get back to the phone lines. We're going to answer some of the questions in chat. Yes, but we are not. We are absolutely. It's past the top of the hour. We only got 20 minutes left. We're not going to get to all the questions. We're not going to get to everybody. Okay, so y'all need to do the secret. You all need to be popping over here to the coffee page, psychic.cafe/coffee. Grab a cup of coffee, and then you want to go and tell us in the chat. And let me put that in there in the chat again. Oh shoot, that's the wrong. Damn, I just erased the coffee thing. Hold on for a second. I got to fix a problem here. Got to copy and paste this back in where it belongs. Oh, geez.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to quickly mention though that because we're not going to get to everybody, um, just because we're reading for one person doesn't mean it's not going to hold meaning for you. So one reading can have multiple targets on our show. So
Absolutely.
just because we didn't say this reading is specifically for John, but it hits home with John, it's for John as well as the person we were reading for. So,
And this is what you do. Actually, TV IG333. Yeah, okay, that's a little too complicated. I'm just going to say this person's name. I'm just going to say TV. TV said, Dax, I just bought you guys a cup of coffee. Thank you. Yay. In fact, if I can get over to the radio studio, we have applause for that. Yay. Okay. And when you do that, like TV just did, if you're on the phone lines, pop in there, say, hey, Dax, just bought you a cup of coffee. My name is such and such, and my area code is 527 or whatever it is. Okay, so I'm going to ask TV, do you have a question here that you typed into the chat, or are you on the phone lines? Let us know what your area code is so we can bring you on right now. TV, are you hearing me? I'm on the phone. Okay, what's the area code so I can find you, TV? So we're going to be dropping everything, Charlotte. And what I was going to do is I was going to do some announcements. I've got an announcement from Maria G. Moss from the IAP. Got our upcoming shows. We also have a sale going on for Pride Month and also my birthday. We'll get to that a little bit later on. But we're actually not going to do that right now. We're going to drop what we're doing. We're going to go right to, and by the way, I had to mention this. The area code's two, Charlotte. The area code.
yeah.
He's telling me the area code's 9925. Guess what? Literally at the bottom of the entire caller queue. I mean, literally, he is the
Which
or he or she is the absolute last call. So
totally proves your point.
it proves my point right there, because we're going to that call right now.
And my decks are shuffled. They're hot. They're waiting. They're ready.
Hey 925, you are live. What's your name, hon?
Teresa, thank you for taking my call.
Hey, thanks for grabbing us a cup of coffee. We love our coffee.
You're welcome. Well, it's iced coffee, okay?
Oh yes, absolutely. I like the iced coffee. My favorite when it's rainy weather. When I used to live in Seattle, I used to get like 3 mochas a day, and they were hazelnut mochas, hot.
Ooh,
But
that
now
was,
that I live in Tucson, I do a lot of iced macchiatos and iced coffees.
So what's
And
your
There you go.
question,
Now you're
Teresa?
talking.
yeah,
So
what?
my question is, I'm looking to leave my job in the next couple of months, but it's just gotten really crazy. I'm completely burnt out, and my workload has increased,
Mhm.
and they keep acting like I'm not doing enough.
Wow.
And I'm just
Oh,
wondering, is it going to get better, or will there be a way that I can get out of there sooner?
yeah. First of all, just let me
Stress
acknowledge
is
that
too much.
I'm I'm totally feeling your sadness that goes. This is something that's just happened to me recently. I'm so attuned to people's feelings, but girl, give yourself a hug while we pull our cards. This is because um I can feel your discouragement, and you shouldn't let any job have that much of an effect on you. You are a beautiful soul. So we're gonna pull cards and see if you're gonna get out of your job any quicker, right? That's basically your question.
Yeah, or if it'll get better.
Well, so I've got the deep diver diving into a task. So right away, and I also have a goat that's trying to come into my house at the
Oh my
moment.
God, the goat.
And well, but he's not, he told the animal communicator he's not a goat, he's a unicorn. So I guess that's why he thinks he can come into the house.
Oh, that explains it right there.
I'm not letting him in, by the way, but he's he's really wanting to. So this deep diver thing is it's all about taking risks, embracing the risk. So I'm gonna say that would be like the new job thing. And all the new discoveries that are going to come along with it. And as I'm reading this, I'm feeling like lots of excitement about this, which makes me think this might be the way to go. And maybe you know on the slide, packing up your little cardboard box that everybody leaves their job with as you're looking for another job, because this is saying something cool is gonna be coming your way. And um I mean, it's scary because you can't see, you're not sure where you're gonna go. And like when you dive into the deep end of a really deep pool, sometimes you can't see the bottom of the pool, but that's where the treasure is. So look beyond the surface. And anyway, and it's basically, if you're willing to do the work, the reward is going to come. And the other card that came with this that I think is so cool is closing door. And I hardly ever do pull two cards, but because you bought us a coffee, I'm pulling two cards for you. And it's closing the door completion. Hello. So it's like just saying, you know, yep, I'm not happy in this job. I mean, and of course, I mean, don't go, oh, Charlotte said I should quit my job, so I'm going to quit my job. I mean, this totally has to be your, use your intuition, your feeling. But this is kind of where the universe is pointing you. And when, look how dark it is, you
Mm.
know, and then after you walk through and you close the door, look how light it is on the other side. How many more chances, how much brighter and what a better place it is. And so, it's just a time to say goodbye. It's not necessarily a time of burning bridges. It's just a time to just say thanks for what I've learned. And it's time for me to move on. And my other thing that I
Well,
always say is well, just let me quickly. The other thing I always say is, everybody says, well, when one door closes, another opens. I say when one door closes, in an infinite number of doors open at that point in time. So go ahead. What were you going to say, Teresa?
well, I had already planned. So my plan was to quit the beginning of September, and I was waiting because of financial reasons, as I need a little bit of extra padding in there. That's why I was waiting a couple of extra months. But the stress is so much. I'm to the point where my brain shuts off.
Well,
and I was hoping maybe I could leave sooner.
That's why I honestly, I had a job like that. I don't have a muggle job anymore because I couldn't deal with it anymore. I know this sounds like I'm bragging, but I was good at my job. I wasn't good at the other people at my job. And it's, I've never looked back. I do kind of miss what I used to do, but I would much rather do this and deal with cool people like you. And um, it's just like do the do the work, reap the reward, close the door, reap the rewards. And and September honestly is not that far away. So, never too early to start, looking for that new job, because you never know when it's going to pop up either. And that's where that doing the work is going to come in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for something part-time. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yep. And hey, thanks for that coffee, the iced coffee, Teresa.
My favorite, absolute favorite this time of year.
Yeah, and I hope you got something out of the call and what Charlotte had to say. And you'll have to call us back now and tell us how you're doing.
Yes.
Awesome.
I will.
Well, thanks for the call. One thing I did want to leave Teresa with, Charlotte, I was setting up other questions in the chat, and I already have the cards pulled for some of them and everything. And, so I was only half listening to the whole thing because I was letting Charlotte, I was letting you do the whole thing with Teresa there. But I heard when she said about the part-time job, and nowadays I always tell people not just part-time jobs, but remember, we are in a gig economy now. In other words, you have skills and abilities that are marketable, and they've always been marketable, but you had to get a job at a company, a job at the next company, a job at the next company. You don't have to do that anymore. There are all of these websites that allow you to take your skills and abilities and put them out there, put your shingle out, and people can hire you on a case-by-case basis, and you are completely control. You're working from home. You don't have to deal with all this crap, Teresa. And not just you, everybody listening out there.
Yeah.
That should be your main fallback nowadays, guys, is if you're having a problem at your company, if you're wanting to change jobs, but you're not ready yet, but if they're driving you nuts, get into the gig economy. Go to all these big websites. I need to get a list of them. I don't have a list in front of me, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Fiverr and all the great. There's a word for it. Well, freelance. Like there's freelancer.com and stuff like that. There's tons of them now. Tons of these freelance websites for freelancers. You can put your skills and abilities out there. Also, you could sign up with Flex with Amazon and in your own car and drive around and deliver packages and make a lot of money. You could also do Uber and Lyft. And if you don't like Uber and Lyft, guess what? There are dozens now, other apps, people don't even think about them, that it's not, like a lot of people. That's why I always say Flex, because or the groceries, like Instacart and things like that. the reason why I say that is because there are people that don't like shuttling people around, and they don't want strangers in their cars, but packages and food and things that, we get fries and Safeway delivered right to our house. We don't go to the supermarkets anymore. You can do
Yeah.
that. And I see couples, moms and dads and young couples just starting out and everything, and older couples delivering groceries together, but also, if you don't want to do that, but you're a little wary about doing the Lyft or Uber thing, there are other apps where you're doing very specific transportation, and it's usually medical. It's usually for folks that there's a contract from, with their medical insurance, and you're giving rides to for people to their doctors, or to the pharmacist, or to the hospital, or what have you. I mean, nothing, emergency room, I'm not talking about that. But you're just giving them rides to their doctor appointments, the elderly, people on Medicare, people on other insurances, things like that. And then you don't quite get the same crowd that you get, like, maybe, I don't know, doing Uber at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night downtown, and you're driving the drunk people around, and you have the barf bags in the back for them and shit. I know a lot of people don't want to do that. So think Flex, Amazon Flex, think Instacart, think of all these, where you're delivering something and you don't have
Providing she has a car.
right. If and hey, we're talking about like 95% of people in the United States. Most people have a car, or they
Yeah.
can borrow a car, or they can rent a car. If you need a car to do these services, you can get a car. I'm telling you, you can. They actually have things set up specifically for these ride shares where you can rent a vehicle to do the job, but that but also the gig economy. Don't forget the rest of it. You've got skills and abilities that are marketable. You don't have to go from muggle job to muggle job to muggle job. You can just put it out there. I will edit videos for you. I will create things in Photoshop for you. I will write your essay, or write your uh write your trying to think of something like content for your website. And oh my god, it's endless. Whatever skills,
Yeah.
maybe you know how to do keep QuickBooks or something. It's endless what you can do, and you don't have to work for other people. So I just wanted to put that out there, because it's not just for Teresa, it's for everybody else listening out there. We get this question all the time, and there is a way out, and that is to, at least temporarily, go into the gig economy while you're setting up something else, either your own business, which is what I always recommend people, or that next really great job that you're, trying to find at a better company than what Teresa's dealing with right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to get
And
going.
while just quickly, while you were doing that, I was like, oh yeah, I have my pendulum. So I started out, will Teresa have a new job by September? Yes. And then I went, okay, I'm going to back it up a month. Will Teresa have a new job by August? According to the pendulum, yes, you will. You will have a new job by August.
Awesome.
According to the pendulum. So, but
Sounds
again, back to, if you do the work, you get the
sounds good.
reward.
Yep. And so, real quickly, I want to let you guys know what I mentioned earlier about our Pride / my birthday. And you'll find it at psychic.cafe/pride. And my readings are normally $99.99. I only have one kind of reading. I don't have like a laundry list and, 15 minutes for such and such, I have a flat fee. And if the reading takes 20 minutes, it takes 20 minutes. If it takes an hour, it takes an hour. I mean, normally we never go that long, but 45 minutes, half hour, whatever it takes. Okay. $99.99, but it's my 60. We just had my 60th birthday. So I'm doing my readings for $60. So you save what? $39.99. And then the lifetime membership, which we are getting rid of, actually, I'm keeping it going through the summer, because I ended the last sale and I told everybody it was going away after that. And people started buying it at full price, 297. And I'm like, what is going on? And I was like, well, I better keep it going because people want this lifetime membership so they don't have to pay annually or monthly. And also, so you don't have to pay separately for my course, for certification. Everything's included with the lifetime membership. Like I just mentioned, they're buying it at 297. We got it on sale for my birthday again because it's my 60th birthday. I'm gonna make it 260. Okay. So save $37 off the regular price there. A little more than 10%, I think. So lifetime membership at the guild, everything included, your certification, my course, and all the other benefits, plus our new psychic.cafe website. You get your own custom setup there, so you can set up your business right on psychic.cafe. And you can join us on these shows as a guest co-host, which is exactly what Charlotte is doing right now.
And it's super
Psychic.cafe.
fun.
Right. Super fun. And you get to promote yourself and your readings. Psychic.cafe/pride. Now, before I tell you about anything else, I wanted to mention real quick. Let me bring up our URLs because you can talk to Charlotte and I in between shows. Psychic.cafe/Dax. Charlotte's is psychic.cafe/Charlotte. Charlotte's got some banging specials going on right now for the summer.
I do.
One
20
is
bucks.
one is her $20 readings. Literally get a read. And now we're not talking about hours and hours and hours, but you can do a quick reading with Charlotte, which would normally cost you a heck of a lot more. $20. Also, if you have an animal communication question and you want to do that type of reading, you got Fido there with you, or your bird on your shoulder, remember Fred from Beretta? Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Or you have your pet snake, or miniature horse, your cat. She's doing it for free for the next 10 people that contact her. Psychic.cafe/Charlotte. You can find her on Facebook too, Charlotte Quarnberg. Anyway, grab
Yeah,
one of
that's what we were missing today. I knew we were missing something. Edgar hasn't shown up today. I wonder
Oh,
what he
yeah, yeah,
bounced
yeah.
around. I wonder what he's
Usually
doing today.
they're popping in on the show here.
My gray cat that likes to come and hang out while I do my readings.
Right.
He
But
must be having fun catching mice or something.
And by the way, you can get the sale price for my readings from my page. I swapped out the link, so when you click book a reading, you get the discount at $60 instead of $99.99. Okay, but you can also go over to psychic.cafe/pride. There's a book now button there. There's also the button to join the lifetime membership at $260. Don't forget our coffee tips, our tip jar, psychic.cafe/coffee. Michelle will be on with me Wednesday. I'm not sure if Ellie's going to be joining me on Thursday. Hopefully she will. If not, maybe Charlotte will fill in.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Maybe Michelle, maybe both of you could pop on. Compassionate Light. I was just talking to Catherine, and I found out what's going on. A lot of crazy stuff. Won't go into the details, but she is working on it. She is trying very hard to get these pre-recorded episodes for this month, which is almost over, out. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so everybody keep your fingers crossed, right? The next Michelle's Mystic Corner. Let me bring up my calendar here because I don't have it on the top of my head. It's the 13th, Saturday, the 13th of July will be the next Mystic Corner. And our next Zoom meeting where you can ask questions and everything like that will be, let me see here. Where's July? The 14th. Yeah, after Michelle's Mystic Corner on the 13th, the Zoom Q&A, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Psychic.cafe/Zoom will take you there. We have a Zoom Q&A and discussion the second and fourth Sundays at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. You can ask any question you want. No personal questions, no readings. You can ask any question you want about tarot, about numerology, about learning that, about learning any of our other modalities, about the Tarot Guild, our 20th year, about becoming certified, getting your business on a psychic cafe, joining us as a host on Psychic Talk, that is what that is for. Okay. And then I also have a message here from, Maria's in the chat there. I've got a message.
Have you ever felt a divine presence and wished you could communicate more clearly with angels? Do you want to learn how to bring angelic wisdom and healing into your personal and professional life? Are you looking for a way to enhance your spiritual practice and connect with like-minded individuals? You're invited to a free preview of the Certified Angel Practitioner course. Enjoy lifetime access, structured lessons, personalized feedback, and flexible payment plans. Plus, you can become certified through the International Association of Angel Practitioners. Our supportive community and easy-to-follow program format will help you overcome challenges like lack of confidence, inconsistent connections, fear of judgment, and information overload. Make new friends and network with other spiritual entrepreneurs. Don't miss out. Visit mariagmoss.com for more details and a free preview of this transformative course. Enroll today and start your journey to becoming a certified angel practitioner.
There you go. So the CAP course is available there at mariagmoss.com. And again, our membership that includes my course is a $297 course. You get free with the membership, the lifetime membership, psychic.cafe/parade. That's right. So the very first question in chat was from Margaret, and she wanted to know, will Paul be traveling next month to find me in New York? Okay, so this is what I got. Here he is. And hold on a second. I've got I've got our URLs up there still. Let me fade those out. And he's the Page of Pentacles here. He is really busy with something. He's focused on something else. Seven of Swords, things going on in the background. I feel this is both him. The King of Cups comes in. So far I'm getting no, 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 no. And then no, the Five of Cups. And it's literally the crying over spilt milk card. So what does this mean? The current trajectory that you're on, it does not look like, without changing something, making a different decision, contacting him, doing something, he's not going to be finding you in New York. He's not going to be chasing you down. Now, the last card I got is the Chariot, victory, success. Well, that's confusing. Why is that at the end? The reason for that is, and that's the only yes I got. Everything was no's. So what it's telling you is Tarot saying, hey, Margaret, if you want that to happen, you got to change the trajectory you're on right now. And that's all we can say in a reading, because we can only do a reading from the now. So we're looking at all the decisions you made in the past that brought you to this moment, because there's only ever the now. All psychic readings, tarot readings, everything is done in the now. We can only look at a possible outcome out in the future that's on a trajectory based on what you've done so far. If you want to change that, you have to change trajectory. That means you have to make different decisions leading you to a different goal. And if your goal is for him to visit you in New York, sitting there waiting for him to find you is not going to, it's not going to happen. He's not going to. So yeah, that's why the Chariot card showed up to say you can have victory. You can make it happen, but you have to do something. Okay. And then the next question was, Margaret, that was Margaret's question. Charlotte, can you pull something on, it was Jessica remember she was asking about her life purpose. What's my purpose here was the exact phrasing of the question.
Yeah, and just an FYI, did the pendulum thing. Gotta know for the last question.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, you give a lot more information. That I know we're running short on time, so I just picked up the pendulum. Pendulum said, nope, not gonna happen.
We're gonna try to get some more calls in and try to get a few more questions in. But once again, y'all need to go over and yeah, you need to go over and grab us a cup of coffee. Otherwise, we're not going to get to you. And by the way, real quick, let me pop that in the chat one more time so everybody can get that URL, psychic.cafe/coffee. And if you let me know within the next 5 minutes, yes, Dax and Charlotte bought you a cup of coffee. I'm area code such and such. My name is Dave. We'll go right to your call. Or if you have a question already in the chat, just say, hey, I just bought you a cup of coffee. Here's my question. And we'll drop everything and go right to your question. Okay. So, first of all, I just wanted to mention Pat had a question, and I'm pulling cards on that right now. Pat, she was next after Jessica and Margaret. What do you see in the tapering off of my medicine? It is challenging to say the least. So we're going to take a look at that and her emotions and everything surrounding that. We're not going to do actual medical or like diagnose or anything like that, but I actually have some good stuff for you. But Jessica's question, on this earth I met, she said, what's my purpose here?
I love doing this show and the things that happen, because I was just like, sometimes you just feel like I'm just gonna pull cards while he's talking and see. And I didn't know what question was coming up next, but I ended up pulling the magic card, which, tell me, can you still see it okay, or is it falling into
Yeah, let me see if I can make the picture bigger here. People can see it. Magic. Yeah, pretty card too.
It is really pretty card. So this is, you're here on Earth to live your dream. I know that sounds corny, and I know, like, you're like, that doesn't tell me anything, but it tells you everything.
Mm-hmm.
You are here to live your dream, to view life with childlike awe, and not to just get stuck in the rut of adulting, and adulting and muggling, and um it's to make your life be, you're here because as you make your life magical, you make everything around you magical. So I mean, it's kind of along the same things as kindness. If you throw a pebble in a pond, a pebble of kindness into the pond, you get all those ripples. It's the same thing with this magic and the way you view your life and the world around you. And so, you know, just live your best dream and live it in co-partnership with the universe, with the world around you, because everything has energy. And then let's not even get into the, like, you
Yeah.
know all the helpers that are around us that are also wanting to help you, but also kind of reliving their lives through you as well. So that's what I got. So
Awesome. And so, like, this is weird stuff again. Okay, so like, I pulled cards. Hold on a second. I'm checking to see. I got to keep checking the bottom of the chat to make sure we don't miss any coffees that come in if we have to, stop whatever we're doing and go to a call or a question in chat. Let me scroll back up again to where what questions we're on now. See, I pulled cards for Pat, but I pulled these other two cards, and as you were talking, I was like, oh wait, this is the same thing. This is what Charlotte is saying. This is for Jessica.
synchronicity.
Yeah, it's like literally, why are you here? You have the entire world, and literally it's at your fingertips, and you are here to do whatever the heck it is that you want to do, and you are here to experience things. And I tell people, the whole story of the universe and how it was created. We won't go into the whole sacred geometry story that I tell all the time, but it reveals our purpose, and our purpose is experience, specifically emotionally satisfying experiences, Charlotte. and
Exactly.
and you see here in the Ace of Cups, and by the way, the Ace of Cups is one of the four aces, along with the Magician card, that makes the cross of manifestation. Literally, you're here to manifest what you want, Jessica. And look, you see those five rivulets? They're representing, these streams are representing the human senses. You are supposed to experience, and of course the cups card, we're talking about emotions, so you are supposed to have an emotionally fulfilling five sensory, and that's all we have here in the physical realm is to go by, is our five senses, not counting our psychic ability, of course, but our five senses, and we're here to experience. And what are we here to experience? Whatever you want. And really, actually, the collective conscious does not care. And I know people can't wrap their head around this because they have ideas about the G.O.D. That certain beliefs and positive, negative, all this kind of stuff. Those are human constructs. It's like the universe doesn't care whether you're having a negative experience or a positive experience. It just wants to absorb experiences from us as humans. We are the spark of the divine experiencing, and we're also like, we're experiencing the universe, which is the divine, which is God. It's God manifest, and so we're the divine experiencing itself back to itself. That's the whole reason for sentient life. And it does not matter. There's no judgment there. It's what we label positive and negative. Universe could not care less. It just wants experience. It wants to, through you, vicariously experience the physical realm, because in the spiritual realm, there is no time. Everything's happening all at once. There's no way to experience. So the divine consciousness, the big consciousness, not our little ones, but the big one, created the universe so there'd be linear time and physical matter in order to have experiences, right? So I know it's not what people want to hear. Jessica asks that question. Other people ask that question on the show all the time. They want us to go, oh, yeah, you're supposed to start a grocery store in downtown Toledo.
That's what I meant when I'm
You're
like,
supposed, yeah, I knew what you meant.
I said people don't like to hear this, but it's the truth. It's to, and
they
magic is real, and it's in everything.
But this is the thing, Charlotte, it's very freeing, because what they want us to do is they want us to tell them what their thing is that they're supposed to be doing, as if there's only one. Okay, so everybody thinks, oh, my life purpose, and Dax is going to look in the cards and tell me my life. I'm sorry, the store in Toledo is not going to show up in the cards, because it's not there. Maybe a psychic, maybe a pure, not a tarot. I'm a tarot reader, numerologist. I'm not a psychic. I can tell you with numerology, I can tell you things that you are more attuned to. You have more skills for it. You have the numbers for it. That's why I do numerology charts before I do readings with people, so we have that information. Details, I'm not going to get from the cards that you're supposed to start the next startup in Silicon Valley next month. I mean, but this is the thing. I want to leave you with this. And the reason why we're going on about this is because it's so important. We get this question nonstop. This is not just for Jessica. Jessica is asking the question that everybody wants answered.
Everybody.
Let me tell you how simple it is. It's so freeing, because there's not a specific thing, and because you're just here to experience, and the universe doesn't care. You can therefore, and because there's no life purpose, you can therefore say, oh, I decide this. what is it that you are, what's emotionally fulfilling to you? You figure it out. You know, if emotionally fulfilling to you is surfing on Hawaii, then move to Hawaii and open a surf shop teaching people how to surf or something. You know, see, that's the beauty of it. You get to decide what it is that you are emotionally satisfied. And that's the wrong thing. Emotionally fulfilled. Yeah. What is it that makes you excited? What's your passion? And then, okay, within that passion, my passion is snowboarding or snow. I'm trying to think of something, skiing, whatever. Okay, what's a big problem in that thing that I love and have passion for, that a big problem that everybody has that I can solve for them? So that's what you need to do, Jessica. We're not going to tell you what it is. You got to figure out what is the big thing that you are passionate about, that is emotionally fulfilling to you, and what is that huge problem in within that thing. Maybe you're into health and fitness. Okay, well, what's a big thing? Well, people want to lose weight. Okay, so get the magic answer. How you're going to make people, your program is going to make people lose weight. You know, solve a big problem. Okay, enough of that. We got to get going because
Just an FYI, the number on that card was 33. And to me, that just was like a super magical number to go along with that
yeah,
message.
that's the master healer. And if I had to look, if I had to pull something out of the air, and you get a card like that with 33 on it, the master teacher, master healer number, okay, I would say that was saying, hey, Jessica, have you thought about helping people with their personal problems by becoming a healer, a hypnotherapist, a hypnotist, an NLP practitioner, neurolinguistics, EFT, Reiki? Have you thought of doing that? Okay. The other thing is master healer, master teacher. Have you thought of teaching those skills to people? You could start a whole teaching business. Okay, we got to get going because we're like rapidly running out of time. I want to try to get some calls in. It's all. I don't want to go later than 8.
Yeah.
So
Hey, did you notice Edgar
the
showed
next
up?
question. So I'm sorry.
Did you notice Edgar showed up during
No, because see,
the live?
I'm stuck on. No, I'm on the chat, and
Oh,
I got the
yeah.
chat anyway. So Pat was next. What do you see in the tapering off of my medication? It's very challenging to say the least. Yeah, well, and it makes a lot of sense. Look what we're getting here. The devil card, which showed up in an earlier reading. Addictions, what are you attached to? Okay. And then, the anguish card. Oh, it's difficult tapering down and getting off of something that, and I know it's medication. I know it's, prescribed, but it's an addiction anyway. I mean, I know it's not like, you're freebasing, but it's still an addiction to a substance. That's why this card's showing up. And the Three of Swords is showing up to tell you two things. It's identifying, it's reflecting back to you, Pat, your anguish. Okay, but it's swords. It's not. Remember, I was talking all about the now I lost it. I put it back in the deck. The ace card, ace of cups. Cups are emotions. Swords cards are not emotions. Swords cards are thoughts and ideas. So by the time the Three of Swords shows up and is reflecting back your feeling, it's also indicating most of it is up here. It's your thinking. It's your thinking. Okay. So what I'm getting is you're going to be able to do this. The success card is the last card I got, the Six of Wands, literally success. The Hierophant card, though, shows up. And there's two things going on here. One is you work with your, allopathic doctor. That's your primary care normal person, as opposed to alternative, because that's what I'm going to talk about in just a second. Work with your allopathic doctor, your MD, your ND, your no, ND is never mind. And your MD, your OD, whatever it is, or nurse practitioner. And okay, so this card showing up, this the Hierophant is about established things, like that. So, we're not saying that drop your current medical treatment or go cold turkey on your medication, cutting down or whatever. Follow what they're telling you to do to taper off the medication, but you're going to get a lot of help because it's all mental. You're going to get a lot of help with going with some kind of alternative therapist. And exactly just like I was telling Jessica, especially neurolinguistics, NLP, or a hypnotherapist, or if you can find someone that does NLP and hypnotherapy, they are going to help you with this. Now, real quick, one caveat: I said it's in your mind. I'm not saying it's all in your mind. Obviously, you're on a medication, you're trying to cut it down. There's physical, real things happening with your body and real problems and pain and issues. I understand that. But getting through the tapering process is mental, and hypnotherapy is going to help you. Okay. So done with that. Let's see if we can squeeze in another call. Maybe let me check the bottom and make sure nobody bought us a cup of coffee and we have to jump to their call. Because, by the way, folks, that is the secret. No waiting. We go right to your phone call or question in chat when you go to psychic.cafe/coffee and grab us a cup of coffee. Like Teresa did. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go to area code 216. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? 216.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Des. I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
What did you say your name was?
Desmond?
Devin?
Desmond.
Oh, yeah. He said, Charlotte, he said Des. Short for
Yep.
Desmond. Yeah. Hey,
Desmond. Yeah. All right. What can I do for you today, Desmond?
What do you see for me coming in the next 2 months that I need to prepare for? Do you see any abundance coming, money, prosperity coming in the next 2 months?
Okay. What do we see in the next 2 months there, Charlotte?
Well, let's see. Let's do a little shuffling. Let's keep our fingers crossed for some money coming in. That's always a good thing, right?
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can grab a question over on the chat. So we're ready to go right after this so I can answer their question real quick.
Okay, so Desmond, I got the unmarked trail card, the revelation trail, and it's the revelation card. And it's not really talking about is there going to be extra money coming your way as much as there's going to be some other really cool stuff coming your way. So it's kind of about stepping off the beaten path and maybe instead of doing what the crowd's doing, maybe following your own kind of thing, following your intuition. And
Oh, yeah.
so just and while you're doing that, you can focus on money coming in. And so it's just saying, take time, pause, think about it. Just relax into it and just see what happens, because the more you relax into it, the more you're going to be open to it. So there may be opportunities coming your way. But if you're so wound up about, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? You might just miss it. And that's kind of what I'm getting. And I'll hurry and do a quick pendulum.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. Is there extra money coming Desmond's way in the next few months? Pendulum says yes. So I would take that with the pendulum saying yes. I would also take it with to be sure that you're you're watching for it. You're what so you're not so uptight that you're gonna miss it. And you have to open yourself up to be available to accept the message and the money. I'm trying to keep it short because I know we're running out of time.
We're running out of time. We got a ton of calls and questions, so I hope that helped you out, Des. And we got to move on. We got people coming in the chat. I know it's a little bit late. The show was only supposed to go an hour from 6:30 to 7:30 Pacific time, folks. Okay, so we are in the extra run here, but a lot of our cool friends have popped in, like Gloria and Joe Beth and Sean. I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Hey, Sean.
Who else was there? There was some other people. One's called No, and that's an interesting name to have on YouTube. I had mentioned Nilda. Okay, so and we might be able to have time to take another call. I'm not sure. Right now, again, the secret psychic.cafe/coffee. Grab us a cup of coffee, and we take your question right now. No waiting, or your call. Go right to your call. No waiting, like Teresa did earlier. But I have a couple of questions here I wanted to answer real quick in the chat. I did Pat's. Kay was asking, can I ask what's current feelings and next actions of my person towards me in the near future? I did not get an action. Well, not the action you want anyway. Okay, so he shows up as the Page of Swords. Notice in the Page of Swords, what's he doing? Unlike the other pages that look at their object, he's holding his sword. He's from the suit of swords. It could be wands, it could be pentacles, cups. They all look at theirs, but he's looking away. His mind is elsewhere. He's not focused on you. And then right after that, the Death card. Transition. One door closes, another door opens. But this might be a good thing, because then right after that, King of Wands comes in. This guy's more mature. See, this guy you're with right now is very adolescent, maybe even childlike, and I'm not saying they're chronologically like 18 or something. I'm saying that they have this attitude, whereas this person is going to come in, he's going to be more passionate about you. He's older, either chronologically or he just has an older outlook on life. Okay, hope that helped you out. Sorry, it's not what you want to hear. I know it's not what you want to hear, but and then Priya was like, what's coming next for my love life in July? I did the same thing while Charlotte was doing the phone call. I looked for court cards. I did not find court cards. That's right, Priya. I did not see court cards. However, what I did see was, first of all, have the inner strength to work on yourself and to hang in there until something does happen. The reason why no people are showing up, although I do have a surprise in just a second, but no actual people, which means things, you need to work on things before you're going to, someone can come in. And one of the big fat ones is this 8 of Cups. You need to let go of a bunch of baggage. Okay. And then I do get an opportunity, Ace of Pentacles. And isn't it funny? I did all that shuffling, Charlotte, got the exact same card that came up for the same type of question. You got to step outside of your comfort zone. You got to step outside your comfort zone to make this happen. But then the wheel of fortune turns in your favor. And Two of Cups, relationship is possible. But again, no core cards, no people showed up yet. It's because you got to take care of that baggage first. All righty. So that's what I got. What is that sound?
That is, that's a mostly grown lamb who.
Oh, it's a lamb.
Well, technically, you can hardly call it a lamb anymore, but it can't find its mother. It's grown, but it still likes to hang out with his mom or with her mom. And so she's like, Mom, where have you gone? And I'm like, oh, for crying out loud, you're almost a year old.
This is what Jessica was talking about. She loves how hilarious our shows are.
Well, welcome to my house. Unicorns disguised as goats.
Yeah, there's a unicorn disguised as a goat. Yeah. Oh, so
a lamb that's not a lamb anymore, looking for his mother. And
hey, real quick, I wanted to let everybody know if we don't get to your call or your question in chat, I will be back with Michelle on Wednesday, and I will be here on Thursday. I just don't know if it'll be our fabulous Ellie, or if she will not be. She's so busy, and she had to take off. She couldn't even spare an hour last week for the show because she's so busy with her new, she has that new muggle job, and she's just, I saw her commenting on Facebook. She is just stressed out, poor thing. So hopefully she will pop in on Thursday. If not, I'm going to check with Michelle and Charlotte and see if, maybe we could do one of those, like three of us on here.
I'm gonna just say, if we're gonna do, I love having all three of us on, but I think we just need to plan on having a little bit longer show because it's really hard to fit a three reader evening into 1 hour. And so if we're gonna do that, let's just say we're gonna probably go an hour and a half.
Well,
it's so much fun to have all three of us on, but
yeah,
sometimes it gets a little stressed trying to get through, and in just 1 hour. And
we had a lot of energy, really good energy tonight, and a lot of things that came up helped a lot of other people. That's why it went so long. But what I would do on Thursday, I would say you, me, and Michelle, we commit to like pulling one card, and just try to make it snappy and get through all the readings and everything we possibly can. But if we don't get to your call, you can call in on Wednesday, you can call in on Thursday, and then
and there's always the ratings that you can call that you can buy for, Dad has got your cell going. I got my cell going.
And then Pamela,
have you ever felt a divine?
Oh shoot! Sorry, guys. I didn't know that was queued up. I'm trying to find the one with Pamela. I don't know where it went. Okay, I can't do it. Anyway, I was going to bring up the slide.
Oh, sorry. I should have muted myself. Calling the dog.
Okay. Yeah, what I wanted to mention was this weekend. Okay, so you can call in on Wednesday or Thursday, and then the next show will actually be Sunday. Okay, so there's not going to be a show on the 29th. That's because it is the 5th Saturday, and we always take that off. But Sunday, the 30th, the last day of the month and the last Sunday, Pamela Steele is going to be my guest co-host. So that's this coming weekend, this Saturday. I just wanted to let everybody know that.
It's always fun to have Pamela come on. We've got a lot of good people in our group.
Let's see who's waiting on the phone lines here. We might be able to squeeze one more call in. Are you there? Area code 917. 917, are you there?
Oh, yes. Hi. Thank you so much.
Hi. Who is this? What's your name?
To me. I was enjoying the show. Yes. Karen, New York.
Karen, New York.
I'd like to
I
know.
New York calls. New York loves us. And Georgia. We get a lot of Georgia and New York calls. What's going on with you, Karen? What can we help you
And you're
with?
California? Yes. Okay. What do you see in the next couple of months? I hear for me, new friends, money, new apartment, anything happening?
Mm. Okay.
Well, I'm going to start out by saying, even before I pull a card, whatever you want to happen, you need to start focusing on that and and manifesting that. And you'll hear us talk about manifesting a lot, but as I'm shuffling cards, I'm just going to mention
Yes.
that's going to help you a lot.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm still shuffling back, so if you've got your cards up, go ahead.
No,
Or I can
actually,
hurry.
I'm over in the chat right now.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. What's coming up in the next couple of months? Besides manifesting for you.
Hmm.
Oh, the tree of life. So that's kind of cool. The tree of life. God, this is like an awesome thing. So there's all these little pretty butterflies down in here, and I wish you could see, but up in here there's like little little fairy people living up here in the tree, and um, so I think it's saying basically kind of the same thing I just said. It's like the tree of life is everything. It basically is everything. And it's especially in the Americas, is where this comes up a lot. But it's saying what basically what that card is saying. Well, I'm knocking my crystals all over the place. Is because the roots go clear down into Mother Earth, and that's what you need to think about. Is picturing roots from your feet going down into the earth, drawing energy from Mother Earth, helping you as you manifest the things that you want to happen. Because and I know this is lame, but honestly, wouldn't you rather have happen what you want to have happen than some like, well, we've never met reader tell you what your life is going to be? But this card is the same thing. It is saying the same thing that I am. um what's going to happen in the next couple of months is what you want to happen in the next couple of months. But and I know I sound like a broken record tonight, but you got to put the work into it. You can't just sit there and wait for it. You can't just say, well, I manifested that this would happen, and then just go sit on the couch. You've got to work at it. And you don't have to take big giant steps. You can take little baby steps towards it. And there are all sorts of spirit guides and angels around you. Oh, I'm start talking about it. I'm feeling that super strong right now. That, like, call them in to help you. Call them in to help you. And once you have an idea, the direction you want to go, let them help you travel that direction. And you have to give them permission to help you. They're waiting to help you, but you have to give them permission to help you. And that's what I'm seeing happening in the next couple of months. And I'm getting a really good feeling about it too. I'm not getting a wah wah. I'm actually getting kind of it almost takes my breath away. Kind of gonna be a good couple of months for you. So that's, it happens to Charlotte
So
sometimes.
that's
I'm
I
just
would
like,
be able
all of a sudden it'll, like, my chest will just be like, it gets a little bit tight, gets a little bit harder to breathe. And then I know, I'm like, okay, yep, you need to focus on this just a little bit more. You're explaining it to them. So that's what I have to say about that.
Oh,
I hope
real
it helps.
quick, Real quick, I did pull a card
Will
for
I
the.
be able to
Hold on a second.
telepathically communicate with the fairies? Is that it?
I
Say
didn't.
what?
I didn't understand what you said.
Will I be able to telepathically communicate with the fairies and understand their message? Is that what that
Yeah,
is too?
if absolutely, if you're open
Hmm.
to it, you can. But yeah, I mean, anybody can, but you have to be open to it, and you have to let go
Right.
of ego. You have to
Oh,
let
yeah.
go of ego. So if you get, and that's the hardest thing to do, in my humble opinion, is because it's like, okay, was that a message, or was that my own thoughts coming into my head? And now I'm just telling you my own opinion. And that's where I have to, because I've
Yeah.
already made peace with my spirit guides before the show starts, and I've asked for help. And so then I have to trust that the messages, the words that come out of my mouth and into my head, are, are they're from the helpers. They're from the spirit
Mm-hmm.
guides
Hmm.
and stuff. And so that's where you have to trust yourself. If you want to talk to the fairies, then go for it and trust what you hear.
And Karen, I have some concrete
Wow.
information.
Awesome.
Are you there, Karen?
Yes.
Okay, I have
Yes.
some concrete, my stuff's gonna be a little less airy fairy. Ha 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 ha.
That's okay. You
No,
can
but
do
I
that. I
wasn't
don't
Okay.
care.
we're out of time. I wasn't gonna pull any cards, but while Charlotte was talking, I just wanted to see what came up for the next month and the month after. So in July, I got the nostalgia card, the Six of Cups. It's also a success card with that six energy and hearth and home. But the nostalgia card, the feeling I'm getting is that someone from your past in July is going to like recontact you or come back into your life. And then in August, it's the Five of Swords. The five cards in tarot tend to be conflicts and things. And the advice coming from the Five of Swords are there's three people in the card. There's one who appears to be the victor that's in the front that's picking up the swords off the battlefield. There's two people in the back. You can tell that they're not happy. Their heads are down, they're hunched over. I always ask the client, are you identifying right now with these folks back in the background or the victor up front? And then what I say is, often they're the victor up front. And the message from this card is, okay, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? So there's going to be a situation that comes up in July, and I want you to remember, put it in your subconscious right now, that when it comes up, you're going to go, aha, that's what Dax was saying. That's what he was talking about. And do I want to be right or do I want to be happy?
That's another one of the really hard things
Wow.
to
Yep.
take on.
But thanks again for your call,
That was
Karen.
awesome. Very intense. Thank you.
Yeah, a
Thank
lot of
you.
fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff. We got to get
Thanks,
out of
thanks
here.
for calling.
I feel bad because there's so much in the chat. Nilda had a very in-depth thing that we just don't have the time to go into right now. Nilda, come back on Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll go go into your question because it's a in-depth one. Sean had a that was her grandmother's number. Today's her birthday, past 9 years ago. And then she had a question about love in July. And then Gloria, oh my gosh, hi from California. And Gloria said, oh yeah, I thought it was a goat. They are fun. And she said today is 5 years since my dad passed away. But she said she can wait. And so she's going to come back to, the Wednesday show or maybe the
Okay.
Thursday. But yeah, really great questions. We just don't have the time. We were supposed to end like an hour or, well, no, 45 minutes ago. Yeah, about 45 minutes ago. We're like an hour and 45 minutes over here. So we got to, but I'm going to be back with Michelle Matheny on Wednesday, and then we'll see if Ellie's going to join me on Thursday, or it might be Michelle and Charlotte here joining us. We'll have to see who's available.
Yeah.
Yep. All righty. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging with us tonight. Monday, fun day.
Monday, fun day.